Appalachian Survivalist here. So I'm going to address the elephant in the room. I said I wasn't going to make a video on this. Said I was going to leave it to Graynote. Graynote's done some awesome videos. If you haven't already, check out his videos. I'll put a link in the description below. COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever we want to call this thing. What are my thoughts? I've had a lot of people asking me, what are your suggestions? I really thought you'd be a lot more freaked out than you are. Things like that. So what I want to address is the number one thing I can give you as a piece of advice is don't panic. It's not something you want to panic over. It's not worth panicking over, okay? Statistically, unless you are over 60 or you have immunodeficiency, which means your immune system isn't very good, the chances of you dying from this virus are not very high. However, keeping in mind that just like the flu, just like all these other diseases that can kill people who do have those problems, we don't want to be carriers and we don't want to spread that disease. So, listen, the fact of the matter is this, as much as we sometimes don't like to listen to the government has a point. Try to stay away from people as much as possible. Obviously, if your job requires you to be around people, just wash your hands extra. Cough into your arm. Don't cough on your hands. Don't eat after somebody, drink after somebody. Basic common sense things. The number one thing you can do to keep yourself, your family, and everyone around you safe is to be common sense. Okay? There's no reason to go out and buy boatloads of toilet paper. If you don't have any toilet paper, go buy toilet paper. But if you have enough toilet paper to last you a week, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, don't go buy more. You'll be okay. If you've seen my videos before, you know that there are a lot of different ways to prepare yourself and to survive. And understand that, impulse buying toilet paper, sugar, milk, whatever it is that these people are out there buying, that's not going to help them in any way, shape, or form. If anything, it's gonna hurt them, because clearly they're thinking in a way that is not conducive to a survival preparedness mindset. Now, obviously, if you're watching my videos, chances are you're one of two people. You're the person that's been watching these for a long time because maybe you're in a survival preparedness mindset, or you're one of my friends that like to watch it so you can make fun of me. Either way, I'm glad you're watching. Or number two, you're new to this, and maybe you're looking up, what can I do to prepare for the coronavirus? How can I survive the coronavirus? Whatever it is. Listen, if that's you, and you have no preparation whatsoever for this event, number one piece of advice: don't stress. Don't stress out. Stop. Take a deep breath. Let it out. This is not the end of the world. Okay? This is not the end of the world. All right? There is a way for you to take a step from this point and make it better for yourself, your family, and those around you. All right? The main thing you need to be thinking about right now at this point in time, your cleanliness and your health. So don't be going out there impulse buying for all these different things. You know what you need to impulse buy for? Vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D. If you have health issues, make sure you've got all the medicine that you need to have. Okay? Don't worry about an N95 mask. That N95 mask isn't going to help you because you haven't been trained how to use that N95 mask. What you're going to do is you're going to do like everybody else. You're going to have it on you. You're going to pull it down so you can talk. That's not what that mask is for. That mask is to keep you from breathing on other people and to hopefully minimize what you would breathe in from other people. But it's not guaranteed to keep coronavirus from coming into your system. All right, so the number one thing you can do is keep yourself healthy, keep yourself clean, keep your hygiene up, keep everybody else around you clean. Clean your house. Wipe everything down with Lysol, bleach, all that stuff. The basic things that you would do during flu season, do that in your home now. Okay? Don't go out and buy a ton of Purell. Don't go out and use what you got. Use bleach, use hot soapy water. Use if you have absolutely nothing, use rubbing alcohol, use anything that's going to disinfect or decontaminate. Okay, boiling water, boiling hot water, things like that will help to sterilize things. All right, again, don't freak out. If you're so concerned, and this is to the point that you're watching my video, I want you to take into account that you've taken a step and decided I want to be prepared for things like this. Here's the number 2 piece of advice I'm going to give you. After this crisis is over, don't stop. What do I mean by that? This crisis is going to end. This too shall pass. All right? This is not going to be a 10-year thing. So when this is over, don't do like everybody else did when they prepared for Y2K, when they prepared for the bird flu, the swine flu, whatever. Don't take all your preparations that you had and just use them up and be done with them. Or just use them up or throw them away or give them away or whatever. Hold on to that stuff. Keep the expiration dates working. Do the FIFO system, first in, first out. Okay, so if you've got something now that you stored up on, make sure you're using that before you use the stuff you just bought at Walmart the other day. You know, hold on to that stuff. Keep that mindset going. As somebody who's in the preparedness mindset and in the preparedness community, I've been preparing for anything and everything for as long as I can remember. All right, it's always been in my mind, and the goal is, if I just prepared for a pandemic and nothing else, all right, I'd be set. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I got everything I need. But here's the thing. This may go terribly bad. This may not be anything. Either way, I know that I'm prepared. If we had any other problems, if we had a tornado, if we had mass power outages, if we had a solar flare that caused us to be without power for months, I've made sure that I am as prepared as I can be to this point. I still have a lot of things I want to do. Still have a lot of places I need to go further for preparedness. But that doesn't mean that I don't feel that I'm not capable of dealing with those problems, because the goal is to be prepared. The preparedness mindset has to be there, and you have to keep it going. And there's times that you're going to want to slack and you're not going to want to worry about it. You're going to say, nothing's going to happen. All right. Right now, what you're feeling is not what you want to be feeling right now. A lot of people have asked me, dude, why aren't you freaking out? I thought you'd be more freaked out about this situation. I mean, I'm concerned with the situation, but I am more concerned about the way people are acting right now than the actual virus itself. The virus itself, I don't think is going to be a huge threat to me or my immediate family. The virus itself, it's the fear of the virus itself that I think is the threat to me and my family. If someone down the street feels that I have more stuff than they do and they want my stuff, that's a bigger threat than an 8-hour fever and a 5-day dry cough. Okay? If somebody decides that maybe they don't have enough supplies and they're going to come try to take mine at gunpoint, or they're going to try to take my stuff, or they're going to go and rob my neighbor's house, that is a bigger threat to me than the virus itself. So we've already seen that people are willing to go extremes right now, buying things that don't even make sense. You know, buying a lot of meat, buying things that don't last. They're not gonna, you know, have here in the next 3-4 months when they predict this virus might get a little worse. The things to focus on are your threes, your air, water, and food, right? So we live 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 months without food, right? Or 3 weeks. I wish it was 3 months. I probably could. I mean, I could lose some weight, but no, you know, those are the 3 things to focus on at the beginning. You know, make sure that you know, no matter what, we're going to be able to. So I mean, yeah, it might benefit you to buy a gas mask. Might not. I'm telling you now, I'm not going to be walking around in grocery stores with a gas mask on. It's not going to happen. I'm going to try to mitigate me going to the grocery store in the first place. But again, you know, using common sense, guys. Don't be those crazy people. We had somebody recently locally in a Walmart wearing a bee suit. I don't know how that's going to help you. So, you know, the number one thing I can say for coronavirus, for COVID-19, whatever we're calling this thing, is don't freak out. Use common sense. Sit down, think it through. Okay? So, like I said, you know, if you're like me and you've already prepared, nothing to be freaked out about. Maybe try to fill those gaps that you've got in your preparedness categories. If you've not prepared at all and you're looking on YouTube, what can I do to prepare for this? And my video popped up. Like and subscribe. Okay, go back. I've got a ton of videos that I talk about just basic preparedness, just basic self-reliance, You now need to become self-reliant. All right, you need to rely on you, yourself, and I. Okay. You need to take care of everything for you and your family. You guys need to work together. And another thing, and the social distancing thing, I agree with it. However, understand that if it comes down to a true pandemic and a true situation where people are trying to survive because they don't have what they need, understand that we are still a community. You need to be a community. So the people that you care about and love right now need to be people that you love and care about after this thing gets worse, if it gets worse. So making sure you have that community, making sure you can communicate with those people. You know, we've had derechos, we've had ice storms, we've had all kinds of things that have knocked out communications. I make sure that I know that I've got family members with these things right here that if they need to, they can contact me. All right, they understand the frequencies that I'm using and monitoring. I'm using 12-volt power cells to run my equipment if I need to, and those are running on solar if I need them to. So if the power's out and the cell service is out and I have no way to communicate with somebody, I'm still going to have at least some type of radio communications to make it work. So that communication is key to know what everybody else is doing and where everybody's going, because I could have in my head that if it gets really bad here, I'm going to go to so-and-so's house, and I'm heading to so-and-so's house, and so-and-so had in their head that if it gets really bad, they're coming to my house. Now what? So if you've got people that you know you're going to rely on, now's the time to plan and talk to them about what's going on. Now's the time to come up with a good plan, because right now it's not a pandemic. Contrary to what the media is saying, contrary to what everybody else is saying, this is not a pandemic. This is the beginnings of an outbreak of something that we don't know how bad it's going to get. Okay, Italy is a very condensed place with a lot of people there, and there's not much countryside like the U.S. All right, China is a third world country with a couple first world areas. So again, we don't know how bad this is going to affect us or how bad it won't affect us. We just know that we're all taking precautions, the government's taking precautions, and we need to take precautions. But like I said, the number one thing, do not freak out. Make sure you have communications. Make sure you have a plan. Come up with ideas. Me and my wife just went through our pantry, went through a checklist. When you go to the store, here's what I want you to get. We're not impulse buying. We're not going and buying a bunch of toilet paper, trying to get all these things that everybody else is trying to get. No, we're going to get the things we need. Get the things that we eat. We're not going to go buy mass amounts of foods that we'll never eat either. All right, my family, we came up with good ideas for rice and beans and all kinds of meals that we can have. So thinking smart. You got to think smart, and you can't just be erratic. You can't be letting this freak you out. This too will pass. This too will pass. As always, like and subscribe. If you have any questions whatsoever, any concerns about the coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever we're calling it, comment below. You want some more videos in relation to some things we can do with this, let me know. I'll make some more. I know that everybody and their brother's making videos, so I don't necessarily feel a need to do it. The only reason I'm making this one is I had a good friend say, like, dude, what are you doing about that? So I wanted to make sure I get something out there. But again, check out Graynote. He's got, it's GRAYNOTE. I'll put a link there, but you can look him up. He's got some good videos. He's a mental health. He's a health professional, so he's got some really good insight on that. But as always, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment below, and God bless, guys. I can't tell you enough how much I really truly mean that by God bless. Me personally, I have convictions, and I am a Bible-believing Christian. And I want you to know when I say this, you are in my prayers. And prayer is a very powerful thing. So I want you to know that as well. So thank you very much. God bless.